Burnout, dude, it sucks so bad, okay? I feel for you. Hey, if you're looking for like a quick fix for burnout, then this isn't the video for you. So it's probably best that you actually click off. However, if you're looking for a video series on burnout and you want to understand exactly what burnout is and how to escape it, then this is definitely the video series for you. So stick around. Now, I'm going to be speaking from personal experience. So, about 2 years ago now, I ended up moving house very, very abruptly, okay? I did about a 2 week period where I was just frantically jamming stuff into boxes, ready to move out, and I didn't get a lot of sleep, and I was completely messed up in the head. Now, it wasn't really like that experience of like me moving out very, very abruptly that caused burnout. It was the weeks and the months that led up to that experience of moving out. Because I'd been working flat out for probably about 5 months leading up to this point, and moving out was definitely the straw that broke my back. Now, shortly after, I had the opportunity to actually do some inner work. I had some time to actually do some self-reflection and to do some note-taking, because I'd been burnt out many times before in the past before this experience, and I kind of saw a pattern develop, and I didn't want this to happen ever again. So this video series is essentially the product of that work, and I want to share it with you so that you never have to experience burnout again, or at the very least you can start to see some of the symptoms of what's actually going on before you hit that burnout wall, which is what I'll get to later. So in this video, we're going to be talking about burnout. We're going to be talking about some of the symptoms and some of the understandings about burnout so that we can learn exactly what it is so that we can overcome it and we never have to experience it again. So if you don't know me, I'm Dice. I help young, analytically and logically minded men that are just like you. I help you to discover your purpose so that you can live your life with clarity, meaning and direction. Hey, if you like this sort of content, then hit that like button and subscribe. Man, it helps out the channel a great deal. And also with this particular video, it's going to be turning into a series. So I'd hate for you to miss out on any content, because in the next couple of videos, I should say, we're going to be talking about how to overcome burnout. So hit that bell notification so that you can actually be notified when I drop that content. So I do have some notes here to keep us on track, because, you know, burnout it's not a simple fix, okay? That's why I said at the start of this video, if you're looking for a quick fix, there is no quick fix, okay? It's a process. It takes some time for you to do some inner work, some self-reflection, and to build healthy habits to move out. So move out of it, I should say. So I would argue that you're not actually in burnout until you've had some of these symptoms, okay? You've lost all sense of humor. You're always in a state of demanding towards other people. Your face, your neck, and your forehead are all tense. Your eyes are probably twitching. You're having heart problems because you feel like you might have angina because you're so stressed out. You're having trouble sleeping, and you literally can't focus anymore because you spent so much time on the computer or focusing on something that you've been working very intensely in, and you're having difficulty being able to switch out of that work mode, okay? You're having breathing problems as well from like being stressed out all the time. So simply put, burnout is actually the long-term consequences of being stressed out for an extended period of time, okay? And if you leave this untreated, it could actually lead to depression. So I hope that doesn't happen to you. Also, I believe there's this thing that I'm calling the burnout wall, okay? This is the part of which where everything collapses, okay? You spit the dummy, as you say in Australia, and you walk off the job site or you walk out of your practice and you're just like, I'm done, okay? I've had enough. It's cooked. F this. I totally can't deal with this anymore. And this might be followed of a period where you start to go on a little bit of an emotional breakdown and you just don't know what to do. Okay, it might be followed by a period where you're bedridden, okay? You've lost all sense of meaning and purpose. And dude, I feel for you. It completely sucks. So going deeper, burnout is disengagement, okay? You've lost hope of ever achieving your goals, and you kind of lost the connection in why you actually got started in this project in the first place. You've sacrificed a lot to actually achieve your goal, or even on the pursuit to that goal, not being able to see family and friends and whatever other sort of hobbies that you have in order to focus in on this particular goal. And you haven't had an opportunity to actually experience the rewards of your efforts. So all the motivation that was originally there at the start, it's now completely evaporated, it's gone. And what's actually happened is that sort of fuels your disengagement from the activity. Okay, so the next topic is chronic exhaustion. Okay, you're increasingly becoming like chronically exhausted from working your ass off, and eventually you're going to hit that burnout wall. So right now your body and mind is going through these different situations where you're going through like a frantic energy, um, or like you work, like scurrying like a little rat, and then you get to the point where you have a micro burnout, you have a bit of a mini breakdown, and then you go and you basically put your head on the pillow and you pass out. Okay, and that's basically been your life for, more than you can freaking remember. It sucks. So and the next topic is distant emotions. You have like a very blunted and distancing emotions, and you might have got to the point where you've actually got like facial hardening, where like these cheekbones and this part of your face is all like tense up, and you don't really know how to smile anymore. You don't know how to laugh anymore, and you may even have difficulties like breathing and like talking properly because you're just so freaking stressed out. And you can't remember the last time that you actually smiled or laughed at something. So this becomes sort of fuels those distancing emotions, because you sort of sense that there's like an energetic difference between you and other people. And when things are generally funny around you, you can hear it, through because you're probably not engaging with other people, but you can hear other people in the background in your workplace laughing, but there's generally like an energetic difference between you and them, and this sort of like fuels that distancing emotions even more. Okay, you're not emotionally engaged, and you have a really hard time like letting it land. Okay, when people try to cheer you up that care about you, you have a hard time sort of sensing that and letting it land and trying to understand how to respond to it, because it's been so long since you've actually allowed yourself to laugh and to be happy. The next one is a state of demanding. Okay, you're in a state of demanding towards other people all the time. Okay, because you're so rushed, and you're so you're in that frantic energy of trying to get stuff done all the time. You're talking to other people in very dot points. Okay, you're demanding things from other people, and you're in a way you're kind of like shifting your negative energy onto them, even though you don't want to. You kind of have to get your project organized. You don't have time for small talk anymore. Okay, and this you talk directly and in dot points, and this pushes them further away from you, because they feel they can't sort of joke around and have a little bit of small talk before they actually get down to business. And this sort of pushes them further away from you, and then assists with your feeling of isolation. So you might start to feel like quite guilty about this. Okay, so when you do interact with other people, you might be feeling guilt, like a guilt that comes up from not helping out other people, like they expected you to achieve a certain level towards that goal, or they expected something from you, and you have these feelings of guilt come up because you didn't actually achieve that. Okay, so trying so hard to keep up with the workload and to people please to other people and not to disappoint anyone, that's what you were trying to achieve, but in the process you've neglected your own selfish needs, and if you fail to realize that you're actually a human and you need to be able to address these things, your own selfish needs, I should say. Burnout is not just taking a toll on your mind, it's also taking a toll on your body. Okay, things like not getting enough sleep, eating fast food, the overuse of coffee, you're constantly jacked up on coffee, your central nervous system is fried. Okay, you might have like heart palpitations, or you might feel like a pain in your heart, and you're considering like going to see a doctor about it, or you already have seen a doctor about it, and like, bro, you're stressed out. Me personally, I actually bought a freaking heart rate monitor thing, and like a blood pressure monitor, and like an oxygen meter when I was burnt out, because I thought I had a serious problem. And I did have a serious problem. I needed to freaking slow down. What are the long-term effects of losing, losing your hair? Was another thing. Your eyes are all bloodshot. Your eyes are all puffed out. You've got bags under your eyes. You're randomly freaking twitching. You can't type properly. When you're driving home, you might have micro sleeps. It's starting to become dangerous. It's starting to become a real problem. Another thing is like it's aging you faster. Okay. If you're stressed out all the time, that's actually aging you faster. There's a saying that I got from one of the courses that I did. It was like, what was it? If you burn the candle at both ends, the light does not burn brighter. Let's talk about fun, okay? You're not having any fun. You've trapped yourself by the work that you've built for yourself. You know, those golden handcuffs. You originally got into this project because originally you were actually excited about it. You were motivated. It was fun, and you were getting some sort of dopamine, and you could start to see some progress, and you were getting some psychological rewards from those efforts. Now there's responsibilities and there's deadlines to meet, and this overwork has really sucked the fun out of the activity. There's no opportunities for you to actually self-reflect and to be present to the moment, and to just have a second to breathe and go, well done team, or well done me, I achieved this, and allow that to actually land and to get that dopamine chemical released in your brain. So the next topic I want to talk about is financial compensation, okay? Burnout can also be caused by the feeling that you are not being monetarily rewarded enough for your efforts, okay? And also the amount of stress that you're being put under, you just simply feel like you're not being paid enough for that. You're not getting excited about the work that you're doing because you feel that you're not actually being paid well enough. You're not being financially compensated enough for your efforts. The other side of this is you're actually getting paid well enough, but you don't have enough time or even energy to be able to experience your profits, okay? You haven't got time to go and do things because you're so focused on the tasks that you're actually doing. And you've been so used to being in work mode that even if you're given the opportunity to sort of disengage and self-reflect, you no longer know how to. You're not really getting like a psychological reward for your efforts. You're not getting any sort of dopaminergic response in your brain that appreciates the work that you've done. So speaking of psychological rewards, over time you start to feel that you're working really hard, but you're not experiencing personal satisfaction for your actions. Your reward circuitry is not working properly. You're not getting a dopamine spike from actually doing the work or when you actually achieve like a certain milestone. There's no joy in the work anymore. You're not feeling present to the moment, and you kind of get into the sense that the rewards for your efforts will never actually come. Another thing is you start to expect problems, okay? When you burn out, you start to get to a stage where you expect problems to occur when you're tackling your projects. You sort of know that things aren't going to go well, and you sort of expect problems to occur. This is just based on what's been happening over the past few weeks and months. And you kind of like get to the point where you're like, can something just go right for once? Like, I'm really sick of this happening, and that really starts to wear you down even more. So you also might have like feelings of like shame, guilt, and apathy and regret that might come up, and possibly even jealousy. And there also might be a jealousy towards other people that at least on the surface they look kind of happy, but you can't seem to experience that, and you can't seem to let it land. So for me, my biggest regret, was on not getting like help from somebody when I first left the military to be able to help transition out of the military, because if I'd have known that my life was going to go down the toilet, I wouldn't be able to get the money out fast enough to be able to get somebody to help me, because I got burnt out repetitively once I left the military. It was a tough time. So some of the things that you might be saying to yourself is, why am I even doing this? What's the point? Nothing seems to make a difference. And there's like a general feeling of like hopelessness. This is very, very emotional tolling on your body and your mind, okay? But somehow, even while you're in this stage, you seem to press on and continue, and like with this hope that things in the future are going to change and you'll actually experience it. But you're just not there. You're just not there yet. So during burnout and leading up to the burnout wall, you might actually experience emotions that are all over the place, okay? You have like a lack of emotional stability, just randomly crying to like to take the edge off. You've lost all sense of humor. You've got mood swings. You've got this frantic energy. Like even while I'm doing this video and thinking about burnout, I sort of like put myself into your shoes so that I can understand it better and explain it better to you. And there's definitely no fun in your life, okay? It's done. So the real question is, what do we do here, okay? What do we do when we're in this headspace and things are just not working out and we're burnt out? Well, that's what the next couple of videos we're going to talk about, like some of the things that we can do to actually escape. But if you kind of feel like you've got to a stage where you're starting to do some research on burnout because you feel that you've stepped up just one notch, and you've got some of your energy back, but you don't really know what the future holds, and you kind of need a better roadmap to understand where to go from here, then maybe you should reach out to me. Maybe you should get on a one-on-one call with me, and we can actually discuss some of the reasons that led up to burnout and actually build out a bit of a roadmap and discover exactly what your purpose is, so that you can be energized again. You can be excited again about life and about the projects and the goals that you have. Because, I was there before and it sucks, okay? And I don't want that to be something that's reoccurring in your life. And I know a lot about this topic, and I want to be able to help you. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, then reach out to me on Instagram, okay? And you and I can get on a one-on-one discovery call and see if we're a good fit. And if we are a good fit, I'll put you on my mentoring program, and we'll be able to, work through this together and come out the other side. If you still have the illusion and that you think that you can do this on your own, well, you can. I did it, but it's extremely freaking painful, so be warned. But if you're really, really stubborn like I was, then just hit that like button and subscribe. And I'll put out as much more content, free content for you, so that you can help escape the matrix, escape burnout, and hopefully put yourself in a better headspace. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next couple of videos in the series. Dice out.